Hello, good morning. I hope you can hear me again. I forgot to put my headphones in. I only just realised. Anyway, first real day of the content creation repurposing week, and as I keep saying, it's my most exciting week. Mind you, I spent most of yesterday creating a bunch of videos for you, which have all now been uploaded to YouTube, I noticed this morning, so I will put them up and embed them in the resource area. So I'm a bit tired today because I have lots of videos to try and make what I guess it could be quite complex this week, but it doesn't have to be. And that really is my message this morning is, oh, I'm back. Hopefully my internet's going to be a little bit more stable. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. That's my main message this morning, because there is so much you could do, but guess what? That doesn't mean that you should do everything that I put up. What I'm doing is giving you a whole bag of tricks. These are a whole bunch of things you can do in the future that you'll know about. So when you want to experiment with something new, you can, okay? What you do need to do this week is actually do some of the easier ones, if that's okay with you. If you feel a little bit comfortable with that, go create images and things like that. Otherwise, well, this week's no good for you at all. And the whole reason for a challenge is that you challenge yourself a little bit. So I would suggest you go do some of the images. They really are quite accessible to anybody. So go and create a couple of quotes out of your blog post and think about some kind of meme, be it funny or whatever, and see how many of those that you can create. If that's what you feel that you can, that you can actually do, because some of the things are going to be a little bit complicated, as you'll see with the videos. However, in saying that, you do need to get out of your comfort zone as well. So I'd like to see you create a lot of content. So most of you, and probably me as well, will create a lot of images that will go along with my blog post in those categories we talked about. But I do want to see you jump just a little bit out of your comfort zone, because that means you're extending yourself. It's the whole point of a challenge. You're trying to learn something new. So I don't want you to get so completely overwhelmed that you just drop the ball. But of all the videos that I'll put up there today, in there are, how to do videos, slideshows and audios, or at least it's an overview of all of those things. There are plenty of ways to find out how to do that kind of stuff online. You just have to Google it, the exact steps. And because there are lots of different ways you can do it all as well. So you just choose one that you think is, just perhaps that next step up. If you don't want to push yourself, out of the house, just, that next step up, so that you do achieve something else, something new. All right. So that's what I would like to see you do. Don't get overwhelmed, but do challenge yourself. The idea, though, is to fill up your folder on your computer full of as much marketing collateral as possible. For most of most of us, that will mean, a bunch of quotes, a bunch of memes, a bunch of, maybe a couple of infographics. That will be the bulk of it. But then if you get clever, you could use a couple of the video techniques, create an audio or two, and you could put those in there as well, ready to go as well, to be used in your marketing arsenal to promote this blog post. So I hope that makes you feel a little bit clear about what it is you need to do, and that you don't feel too overwhelmed. Really, the idea is that you don't just take your blog post and take a link to it and post it on social media once. I mean, that is it's almost like, why bother? Because there's, for a whole lot of reasons, most people aren't ever going to see it because of the way social media works now. It's such a fast flowing thing. It's going to be there in an instant and gone. If the people you want to see it don't happen to be there at that time, it's gone. It's too bad. The other thing is, the image that you put up is just going to be the image that you've got on your blog post, which may be fine, but that's it. There'll be no other engaging kind of things to draw people's eyes. So in this process, you will be able to do that. That's fine, but I would suggest that you set it in buffer and actually schedule it to go out maybe 5 times over the next month, different times, 5 or 6 times. Because as I said, people won't see it, right? And then you also go into buffer and schedule to go out other times, but instead of the image that people see, it's instead of the blog image that buffer will automatically pull in, you can put in the image, either your meme images or a quote image or something like that instead, so that the next time they see it, if they do see it more than once, they'll be like, I did see that blog post before, but the image is now different and the comment is different. So I didn't click on it before, but actually this is actually interesting now, because whatever format you've put it, you've twisted it a bit and it's appealing to that person's to click and to take an action. So it's trying to come up with lots of different ways to hit lots of different people, even though ultimately what they're going to get is the same content when they land on your website, rather than just promoting your one blog post with one link using one image, because it ultimately doesn't work. All right? At least, not in a sustainable way that we want to keep doing over and over again. I think that's the main thing I wanted to talk to you about today is the overwhelm, and to just cut it down into just simple steps. Create an image if you like, upload it, or download it to your computer, put in a file that you have created called, I don't know, whatever your blog post name is, marketing collateral or something that you will, a naming convention that you will understand later. And that's the folder that you'll put all the things that you create in. So that's on your computer. Go to buffer, schedule it to go out across a bunch of different social medias. Sometime in the next day or so, upload the image and put the link, write a comment, go home. Well, have a cup of tea. So well done. And then for a bit of bonus credit, post it, go back into buffer, do the exact same thing for the exact same image and the exact same comment, but post it to go out 4 or 5 times over the next month. How's that? If you do that 3 or 4 times a day, your buffer will be completely full for the next month, promoting that blog post across different social media in different formats with different images in different ways. Or, if you choose to. Well, I'm not going to get into videos and stuff in this one. But, so, go give it a go. Don't be frightened. All right. I'm going to go. It's Sunday morning here in Australia. Obviously, even though it's not Sunday morning everywhere in the world, it's Saturday afternoon. You're all having a fantastic weekend, which is great. So if you have any questions, let me know. Come and please use the Facebook group, which is another quick thing I wanted to say. Those people who want to share their content, that's great. In fact, the rest of us, if you want, we can all be sharing each other's content, which is a great way to give it a little bit of a boost as well. So we can be sharing it with our audiences. So if you would like us to share your content linked to your blog post, if that makes sense. So if you do an image and you think it's good and it's something that you'd like us to share out to our audiences, then let us know in the Facebook group and we will go over to your, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or wherever, and we will then share that link so that other people, and that image or whatever it is you've created with our audiences. And then if you could do that for us, that would be great too, because then, we all kind of working together as a team. So, and that's good, because we're better together than we are separate. We're much stronger. All right. Have an awesome remaining weekend, whatever part of the weekend you're at, and go create some stuff. Go create some marketing collateral that will keep giving to you over and over again. All right. Love you all. I will talk to you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Bye. I can work out how to turn it off.